So I see a comment here by our man. To me, he said Andre wins versus Benavidez, but fight might be more lucrative. Great comment, brother.
Yeah, so that's a good comment, man, from one of my subscribers. Um, and isn't it more lucrative if Canelo fight Terence Crawford? I mean, okay, let's get to the basics, right? Charlo just fought Canelo. He didn't have no kind of great performance. He embarrassed him and his brother, his name. You know, I ain't going through all that, man. I ain't got time for them, man. I'm not that type of time right now, right? Regardless, if you say he came for a check, if that's what he came for, that's what he came for. But I'm looking for Crawford. What is Crawford doing? Because after you saw that performance, he said, he's not on my radar anymore, right? And in my last video, I'm like, well, if he's not on your radar, who's on your radar? Because like I said, you have 3 fights. You say you're not fighting into, you know, in your late 30s, maybe by 38. You might have 3 fights in you. You only want big fights. We know 10K moving up to 147. So let's just stick with what's going on here with Errol Spence. Errol Spence ain't happening in December. It's happening in January. In the contract, remember I said contract should be voided. You should be able to do a new contract, right? Since a lot of things in that contract was not done. Like, both parties are supposed to notify each other if they can't make 147, and they put a request in written form, notified or whatever, and say, I only can make 154. So that haven't happened. And I'm telling these aerosexuals that, listen, you can't tell Crawford to write the letter for him, all right? If that was in the contract and Errol didn't notify that he can't make 147, it's 154, well, then that's what it is. The fight, that means Errol indirectly saying that he still wants to fight at 147 and it's still strap season. I mean, that's all I could see in that, right? That's all I could read out of that, right? So now I'm hearing that the fight's not in December. That was in the contract. There was no written notification that you can't make 147 to 154. That's another thing that's voided in the contract. So I don't know. Maybe they have to make a new contract up. And if it's going to happen in January, right? I'm saying, this is what I'm thinking. I mean, because Crawford, after Errol Spence, right? If this fight happens with Errol Spence, if this fight happens, right? Who's on your radar? Jamel has, yeah, he looked like shit in that fight. Pure shit in that fight, right? Doo-doo, right? But he still has 3 belts at 154. He still could give you the opportunity to be a 4-division champion. He still gives you an opportunity to hold 3 belts, be unified, and still have the option to fight the winner of Mendoza and Tim Tszyu. That's a lot that Charlo could give you. You also hear Charlo in the ring saying, I want to fight Crawford. All right. But Crawford is saying that it's embarrassing to fight Charlo after that performance with Canelo. And I'm like, in my back of my head, it's all about Canelo. It's all about Canelo. Is it really about Charlo performance? Because at the end of the day, this is boxing, right? And you've been called out, Crawford. I don't believe you should be able to take that back just because of his performance. His performance was at 168, right? Or 175 at the end of the day when he blew up or whatever, right? Whatever way he put up on, right? He is a 154 right now. You're moving up to 154. It would be great if you get the fight with Errol Spence at 154. It would be great if you fight Charlo, because Charlo's now saying he wants to fight you. Regardless if Charlo just want to check. Regardless of Charlo. This is boxing, right? It's prize fighting. If he feels that he's going to go out like this, I think he already made, what, 10, 15 million? I think the 3-fight deal, I think Canelo made 30-something million the first fight. The second fight, that's another 60 or 30 or something. And then the last fight, 30-something, it'll add up to 100 million. I'm not sure, whatever. I ain't count this money. All I know, he got a 3-fight deal with $100 million, and that Crawford is not included in that $100 million deal. So he really don't need Crawford. And this is what the man's saying. He's not in his plans. So I'm saying to myself, all right, man, What is lucrative? Yes, PBC has Canelo and they're giving him $100 million, but they're counting on the Mexican monster beating the Mexican face of boxing, and that's Canelo. And if that happens, yeah, they're giving Canelo, he's going to get his money regardless, but they're looking for big fights so they could get back a good return. PBC, right? Then we got all this drama about PBC going out of business and now him looking for another network and this and that. I'm not getting into all that, right? No, I'm not getting all that. But my thing is this. If you're looking for the best fights and the most lucrative fights, like our man said, my subscriber, he said, what's more lucrative? Booboo Andrade? Now, this is if Booboo Andrade beats the Mexican monster. But for me, it's like, all right, I already said that I might do the 1 month challenge with Booboo Andrade and the Mexican monster. And I say, you know what? I might do this 1 month challenge. If Booboo loses, I shut my channel down for a month. All right? Because we talk a lot of shit over here. But I'm watching Booboo, and I don't know what kind of Booboo I'm going to get. I know he's slick. I know that he has an IQ. He's a southpaw. You know, I like all my southpaws. But I don't know what kind of... So I can't make that decision now. I'm going to watch him in camp. I'm going to see his body language. And plus, another thing, when things come down with Canelo, sometimes I feel like shit be fixed, man. And I'm not scared to take the challenge. But if I feel that Booboo could win, and I might think Booboo is a better situation that Booboo wins, that we might see a Crawford fight with Canelo, I might pick Booboo. So I don't know if this is going to be my 1 month challenge where who wins between Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade. I'm not sure yet. Let's see how this goes on, right? But a lot of things in the back of my head, you know, would he take a dive? Would he do this? Would Booboo do that? Would Booboo put up a fight? You know, is it going to be the same thing with Charlo and Canelo? And would it be the same thing with Booboo and Benavidez? And, you know, I see Andre doing things certain ways, and I can see how he could win the fight. But if it's not what I'm seeing in my mind, it's not going in the ring, you know, I'll be very disappointed, right? So all I'm saying is, Crawford, who do you have on your radar that gives you so much benefits if you beat Charlo? Charlo gives you all those benefits. Three unified belt holder, have a chance to be undisputed, also a 4-division champion. He has all that. So I think he was in the moment, because there's a lot of moments that goes on in boxing and then they change their mind, right? But after Arrow, what are we doing? That's 2 more fights left in you. So I'm saying if Andre do what he's supposed to do, and he beats the Mexican monster, and it's not fixed for the Mexican monster to win, and all the odds are against Booboo Andrade, and Andre is who he really is, and do the impossible, and do what he's supposed to do, right? Would the PBC say, well, okay, since he beat since he beat the Mexican monster, right? Is it more lucrative for him to fight Canelo? For us? Yeah, Canelo got his money. But for us, how we could get a bigger return. And I think this is the only opportunity for Crawford to slip in and get his opportunity. And I think that if Booboo beats the Mexican monster, that's the opportunity that he might get. Because man, that's the only opportunity he can get. And at the same time, it's what Canelo wants. He has a 3-fight deal, right? If Benavidez lose, right? It's still his mandatory. I'm not sure, right? But he has a 3-fight deal. And then we got to still think about Jamal. You know, he's having a little fight going on right now that's going to come up, Jamal. And he did say when he was under the influence of alcohol, he said, me and my brother signed to fight Canelo. So I still think maybe they have a plan for Jamal to fight Canelo, right? So you got to listen to what the boxers say, regardless if he's intoxicated, right? So I'm pretty sure that Canelo will take Jamal before he'll take Crawford. But then the third fight is like, well, come on, man. What's going on with the third fight? And I'm saying for the PBC and the network that the most lucrative fight for them to make their return is Crawford versus Canelo. Now, if Canelo wants that fight, no, it's going to be, if I think, see, the way I see it in one of my videos, I said if Maurice Suleiman's going back on his word, you know, all these conspiracies and stuff like that, and I'm not sure if they just gave this mandatory to box Canelo in where he do have a chance to make a 3-fight, like he could choose any 3 fighters, but it's kind of hard to pick and choose your 3 fights when your next fight is your mandatory. And it's so funny when Canelo signed a contract, 3-fight deal, and he could choose, that this came up with Maurice Suleiman, right? And I said in one of my videos, I said, money talks, bullshit walks, the only race is green. That's it. And the opportunity is that now they might want Benavidez to be the new face of boxing, right? So they slipped that in. The yellow envelope went under the table. It went to so-and-so Maurice, and all of a sudden we got a mandatory for Canelo. But in the future, we don't know if he stands with that, or he's going to let Canelo fight Jamal next. So that's all we got to see. But in the meantime, if he fights Jamal next, right, and Spence and Crawford is fighting in January, where do we go from there? Where we go from there? Because I still see Crawford fighting Jamel, right, and get his division up, get his belts, and still be three-time undisputed. If you decide out of those 3 fights that Crawford said he has left in him, that after he fights Spence, he could fight the winner Mendoza and Tim Tszyu. That's 2 fights right there. And then the last fight, where do we go from there? Because if Andrade beats Benavidez, do the lucrative part of the business will say, man, we got a 3-time champion, a 3-time undisputed after he beat Jamel and he beat the winner Mendoza. This is a 3-time undisputed. Yo, Canelo, this man is 3-time undisputed, 3-time numeral, 19 or 20 title fights, right? 19 title fights, right? If it's 18, I think now, but I think it'll be 19. He's overfacing you, man, even though he doesn't sell the way you sell, right? Because that's the only reason why you're the face of boxing, right? Because right now, Crawford's pound for pound. He passed your record. He passed it. To me, he passed whatever you did in boxing. That is what it is. You lost twice. He didn't lose anything. He's undisputed. He made history. So that's my thing. The last fight between Canelo and whoever he fights, and the last fight that Crawford said, I want big fights. I don't want past 38 and still fighting. It's either something's going to get done the beginning of next year, 2024, with Crawford, because it sounds like it ain't happening this year, and there's something in the ending where he might fight Jamel, and I hope he takes that opportunity to fight Jamel, regardless of what he did with Canelo. Because I said this is an opportunity to push this shit in Canelo's face. I beat Jamel within 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't care if it goes 11 rounds. If you knock Jamel out, right, it's gonna make this fool Canelo look like a fool. I mean, not fool, but Canelo look like a fool, because you got somebody that moved 2 weight divisions up and you can't even knock him out. Yeah, he's running, he's on his bike, but you knocked him down, but you didn't knock him out. So if Crawford does that and still end up coming three-time undisputed, the pressure is on Canelo. Now, would Canelo fight Booboo? Or would Canelo say, you know what? I'm gonna duck Booboo again. I stopped the undisputed with him. I didn't want to fight him the last time in the other division. I moved up. I decided if I'm going to take a loss, I'll take it from the bigger man at 175. It's not my first time fighting at 175. So I'm going to try again, and I take my chances losing up there, because I know if I come down, Maurice Suleiman and everybody's going to let me still keep my belts. So I'll take my chance up there, right? Okay. But would they give Andre Booboo the chance? I think Andre signed to PBC too, right? Yeah. So would they give Andre this chance? I don't know. But if they say the business is not good, that Andre is the one that's supposed to fight Canelo, and they expect a Mexican monster, and there's no dives, and there's no conspiracy and corruption within these two people fighting, Andre and Booboo. I mean, Andre, get it together. Andre and Benavidez, and it's one man is the best man that day. Then I would see maybe the business saying, yeah, all right, Andre beat the Mexican monster. We should let the fight go on with Crawford and Canelo because it's more lucrative for us. We can make our money, our return back. Canelo's okay. He got his $100 million in his third fight. He done. He got his. He could retire after that, or he could keep on fighting or whatever. And if he keeps winning, well, that's it. If he fights Booboo Andre and for some reason he beats Booboo or he loses, well, he can always get a rematch and get more money. You know what I'm saying? So it could work any way. But to me, if I was a business and Andre beat Benavidez, Andre beat David, and I can't see the Mexican versus the Mexican, and I can't see all that money in the return. The only also return that I could get is using Crawford. And hey, that's right up Canelo's alley, bringing him up. And hey, all Crawford have to do is get accoladed 154, and he's still going to be in a position where Charlo is going up 2 divisions to fight Canelo. Canelo likes opportunities. If Andre looks really good against Benavidez and dominate or take it 12 rounds, or he might say, just like he said, I'll go up to 175. He said, you know what? I'm going to make that man come up, Crawford. And I'm going to get that fight with Crawford. It's going to be, yeah, I got my money, but this is what's going to have to happen because I don't think I want to give this man a payday. Get the fuck out of here. You remember that? Remember to get the fuck out of here? So I might see Canelo say, get the fuck out of here. You just want a payday. And Booboo was there with a Canelo shirt trying to talk to him and be nice. Man, I'm telling you, stop being nice to this man, Canelo, man. Stop being nice to him. But that's all I got right now. It's just thoughts that some of my subscribers gave me and how it might go down. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if Crawford loses, I'm not worried about winning or losing if he's going up to do the impossible. It's just that I know that he's going to have a better chance with that power jab, right? That hand. Oh, I got to show you this real quick. Let me just show you this real quick. All right? Yo, did you see how he threw that ball? He was in the left position, right? And then he threw that front leg back, and he had the power hand, not in the front like he boxing, and he threw that ball. Whoo! You see how he switched stances and took the right hand, the power hand, which is his power hand, right? So that's another thing. That's why I said that power hand and that jab might put Canelo at bay. Charlo and Crawford have the same reach, 74-inch reach. So I would love to see that fight, man. Is it 74 reach? Yeah, because Spence got 72. Yeah, so they both, Charlo and Crawford, had the same reach. So I really like to see that fight. I really would like to see that fight. Regardless if Crawford wins or loses, I know he'll put up a better fight. And with Crawford, he's more into the competition. It's not about the zero to make him a hero. Nah, I don't see Crawford like that. I see Crawford just trying to, he's competitive. And it's like a bat, you get an itch your back and you can't get it because you're trying to scratch it but you can't get it. And it's going to irritate him that, he thought about it and said, you know what? Yeah, 2 divisions, they have weight classes for a reason, but guess what? I might be the man to do the impossible. And I don't mind watching it. If Canelo wins, hey, good for Canelo, right? But if Crawford wins, hey, he becomes what? 4-time undisputed. Yes, that's why I say fighting Jamel, you have a chance to be a unified, you put something on your record, 4 division. Now it's up to you if you decide that second fight within 2024 at the end of the year, if you want that fight, wow, Then you'd be 3-time undisputed. Now, Canelo's waiting to see what happened with this. I think this is in November, right? Yeah, it's in November with Benavidez. Now, that fight happens. The antennas are going up with the business. And Canelo, and hey, it is what it is. Canelo will just fight Jamal. But in the meantime, if it comes down to 2025, and this is the fight that must be in the beginning of 2020 or Cinco de Mayo or in September of 2020. If this is the fight, this is the fight. It is what it is. Canelo versus Crawford. So I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines. Not what they say is what they're not saying. And like I said, if anybody could do it, Crawford has the tools to do it. He has the tools. He switches both ways. He's good in the pocket. Knowing that if he put on weight, I know he's going to work more in the pocket. I know he's going to work more in the pocket. He's strong. He's a good wrestler. He can handle himself. He's more than what you see. Strength-wise, he is more strength-wise. He might not look it, but he's more stronger. I know dudes like that. So you just got to let the person do it. That's what the thing about boxing, doing the impossible, being 8th division. You know, a lot of things out there is impossible to do. You want an era where you be living in this era when you see the impossible. Just like we just saw impossible of him being 2-time undisputed. Shit, he might be 3-time undisputed in our era. And then after that, oh my gosh, how would anybody pass 4-time undisputed if he beats Canelo? Woo! These are just thoughts, man. These are your thoughts. Hey, I ain't trying to be right and I ain't trying to be wrong. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines. It's not what they say, it's what they're not saying. And I'm out. Peace. One. Yeah, I'm out. Y'all have a go. Oh, share, like, and subscribe, man. It is what it is. Yeah.